Well, good afternoon, welcome to Game Day Live here on the Sportsman Rugby League. Betfred League One action on the menu this afternoon here at Hayward Road. It's a local derby as Swinton take on the Rochdale Hornets. Alongside me for this one, Paul Rowley. Paul, what a day for Rugby League, what a game we've got in store for playing fourth in the table.
Absolutely, I can tell you the weather is crazy, as unpredictable as normal, it's boiling, so I think two Greater Manchester clubs, very proud clubs, aren't they? Led superbly from the top. Jason Harbour and Andy Mays in particular have done great jobs. And there's a bit of history there. There's, I think Paul Wood was saying earlier they'd lost twice in the previous encounters, so they're eager, in their good form to probably put their best foot forward. So a lot of little battles, a lot of players will have played with or against each other for many years. So and two sides, fighting at the top of the table as well. So it's really good to see, like I said before, that both local clubs doing so well.
We should just mention one of the reasons we're here today is there's a lot of fundraising going on behind the scenes for Mickey Hyam. Obviously, Mickey sadly diagnosed with cancer for the second time a few months ago. And this is what our sport does best, isn't it? When someone needs getting around, we get around them.
Yeah, and again, I think, Mickey Hyam, I coached him at under-16s and then I re-signed him when I was coaching Leither. So I know Mickey very well. I know what fighter he's always been from a very young age. He's been, again, as Paul Wood said, an absolute character of a guy. So it is a testament to the man that everybody's rallying together, like you said, as Rugby League does best, to support one of their own, and Mickey's very much that. So he is the best friend of everybody, really, and we all wish him well. And if we know Mickey as we think we do, then he's going to fight this, and he doesn't usually lose, does he, Mickey? So we wish him all the best.
Well, you mentioned Paul Wood there, the Swinton head coach. We can hear from him now, and his Rochdale counterpart, Gary Fortin. Big game this in terms of the league table, but also local derby, back in your home patch. You must be looking forward to this one.
Yeah, definitely. I know the lads are definitely looking forward to it. I think we've played them early on in the season, and they've beat us twice, and it hurts the lads that, like you just said, it's a local derby, but we know we're a better team now than when we was in February and March time. So it's been a long wait really to try and get one over on Rochdale, but the lads are really determined to prove what they can do against this team and hopefully take the spoils.
You'll have been disappointed with the performance and the result last week. Have you kind of had an opportunity to review that and work out how you can fix things up for this week?
Yeah, I mean, the goal result was a disappointing one. We'd just come off two really massive efforts against Midlands and North Wales and got two great wins, and I just think we just run out of a bit of energy really, and they just caught us on an off day. So again, that's really good for us that we've been able to have a week's recovery from that, and then review it and come into Rochdale. So there's a lot of lads still hurting a little bit from that goal performance, but it was a bit off kilter for us. But sometimes you do expect it in a season. So they want to put some of those wrongs right today, and dish up what we know we're good at.
You mentioned energy, it's a warm day, it's a big pitch. Is this the kind of game you might have to try and move the ball away from the middles a little bit and just play in other parts of the field to protect them a bit?
No, it's the opposite for us. I want them to tire them middles out for us. We are good at shifting the ball. I think that's what we're best at. I think we play rugby really well. We attack really well. But I've told them to, take some energy out of their middles because they're big, and I know big lads don't like playing in this weather. So if we can physically break them and then psychologically just get in their head as well and just kill them out the game, I know that's going to open them up. Not just down the middle, but some space will come out wide eventually. So I think it's going to be really tough for our forwards early on because they have a big set. But if we go set for set, I'm really confident that we can beat them in that physical battle.
Just lastly, the club are doing a lot of work around the ground today, a lot of fundraising initiatives for Mickey Hyam. And how good is it from a club perspective to be able to do something for somebody who is one of your own?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I brought Mickey on board to help us on match days, not just because of his experience, because he's a good bloke as well, and I know that the lads love having him around, and it's just unfortunate. A very good friend of mine, and unfortunate that he's got this second diagnosis, but you know, we all know what rugby league's like. It's a community and everyone pulls together, and I think it shows sort of the respect that Mickey's got. Again, I don't think it's just because he's been a good rugby player. I think he's been a good bloke, and he does give a lot back, you know, whether that's coaching in the community or doing presentations, you know, in his own time, you know, and helping other people himself. So I think it's a mark of the man that everybody's, you know, contributing today. I know there's a lot going on, not just at this ground. There's at Lee Miners, and there's been a walk for him today. So I think it's a great day to support and help Mickey.
Well, best of luck this afternoon.
Cheers, thank you.
Big game this, obviously a local derby, but third place, fourth in the league as well. The team prepared nicely this coming into it?
Yeah, I think so, as well as we can be. We've on a bit of form, 4 out of 4. Last week's win against North Wales was really big for us, and great performance. So yeah, as you say, local derby, and always one that we always want to come and give our best here, and hopefully today we'll carry on with our good form.
Yeah, just touching on that win against North Wales, obviously they've been the pace setters in Betfred League One this year. You must take a huge amount of confidence from the way that you went about your business.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, listen, earlier in the season they did a job on us. They absolutely, they were brutal the way that they beat us over there. So there's a little bit of payback from our boys, and we use that as a bit of a theme for the week, that there was some revenge to be had because we were pretty poor away at North Wales. But you know, we put that to one side and turned out and put up on a really good performance. You know, and defensively we were solid. Scored some lovely tries as we always do. Always got a good attacking threat. So yeah, really pleased. It was a good win for us, and a big win really, because it got us into the 4, and that's always been our ambition for the season, is to finish high as we can and minimum top 4.
Very close the last time Swinton and Rochdale played on Good Friday. You must be expecting a similar kind of game where both teams staying in touch with each other throughout. Yeah,
I mean, Paul's a good coach, and he's got his team playing pretty well. I think the last game out against Gould was a bit of a slip up for them, but I think, you know, seeing the games previously, they're a team that like to play football, they like to throw the ball about, and so do we. So, you know, I think it's going to be a game with two teams that like to play open, expansive rugby league. So hopefully it's a good game, and we come out on top.
How much value will that experience that you've got inside the likes of your McNallys and your Ridyards on a day like this?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, massive. I mean, obviously, Riddy's been out for most of the season with his injury and has just recently got back, so his kicking game's so vital for us. And Greg came back in against North Wales last week. He missed a couple of games as well, and the experience shows. It's good for you. I've got a very young team, so it's good to have that level of experience. You know, Riddy can marshal us around the pitch, and Greg's smart in attack as well. So it just adds an extra string to our bow in attack. And yeah, as I said, on a big wide pitch like this as well, I think Riddy's kicking game could be instrumental today.
Well, best of luck today.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, big afternoon on the way from Betfred League One. Local derby. Let's have a look at how the home team line up. Swinton Lions start with Louis Roberts at fullback. Frank Surgeon and Harry Hyams, son of the legendary Mickey, of course, are the wingers. Inside them in the centres, Aaron Lynch and Jaden Hatton. They play behind a half-back pairing of Rhys Breers and Jack Stevens. And in front of them, Bobby Shingler, Jamie Redcliffe and Johnny Openshaw make up the front row. Gavin Rodden and Trent Kelly Duffy, one of a pair of twins, facing off against each other this afternoon in the second row for Swinton, and Kenny Baker locking in the 13. Off the interchange bench for the Lions, Jordan Brown, George Roby, Adam Sidlow and Finn Beardsworth. For Gary Thornton's Rochdale side, come into this game off the back of a fantastic win against North Wales Crusaders last time out. They start off with Greg McNally, all the experience in the world there at fullback, Dan Nixon and Luke Forber. Either side of a centre pairing of Max Flanagan and Tom Ashton, and Martin Ridyard and Lewis Else are the half-back pairing for the Hornets. In the pack, Charlie Mackler, Ben Killen and Ross Whitmore are the front row. Darcy Simpson and Dylan Kelly Duffy, the other half of that battle of the twins. Behind them, Emerson Whittle in the 13 jersey. An interchange bench, Morgan Punchard, Isaac Reed and Jordan Andrade and Elijah Simpson completing the reinforcements for the Hornets. Paul Rowley, fantastic afternoon for rugby league. It's warm, it's dry, it's a big expansive pitch here at Haywood Road. Two teams that have been going well in Betfred League One, and it means a little bit more when it's derby day. Should be in for a cracker.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think when you look at the experience in the Rochdale team, certainly in the half-back there with Martin Ridyard and Lewis Ellis, have been fine players in Championship now for a long time, many years, and then opposite side you've got Briers and Stevens, who've been, their form's been exceptional for Swinton, and that's reflecting in the displays and the victories that Swinton have had of recent date, other than the Gould one, which was a slip-up, they might say, so... we should expect a fantastic game with open rugby today because the weather's fantastic, the pitch is dry, it's a huge pitch here at Swinton, and territory and possession, the old stats I guess are going to play a vital part with the heat the way it is and the pitch the size it is. The fundamentals have got to be done to the highest of standard to have any chance today, I would feel.
Well, Paul Wood mentioned that they'd put a huge amount of effort into the games leading into that goal one, so maybe just an opportunity to reset, go back to basics from a Swinton perspective.
Yeah, absolutely, and he mentioned in his pre-match there that they do a little bit of work around the Rochdale middle, and they've got 2 running nines in Openshaw and Roby, so if they can tire and they can complete high, obviously in this weather you do not want to be tackling all day, so completion will be high on both coaches' demands, if you like, and if they can spend some time around the Rochdale middle, then those 2 players in particular should get some joy. It should pull Rochdale out of shape, where they'll be hoping to, like I said before, young Briers and Stevens, to try and get some opportunities to play the lead balls in and around Rochdale's pivots there in Ridyard and else.
Really healthy crowd building up around us here at Haywood Road. It's a famous old fixture, this one, of course. It's been played at pretty much every level of the game over the years. Betfred League One this year, but it means as much as it ever has done for 2 local rivals. And of course, today, as we've mentioned a couple of times, Swinton doing their bit for one of their own. Mickey Hyam, one of our own as a sport, diagnosed with cancer for the 2nd time a few months ago. A lot of fundraising going on today to try and support him and his Just Giving page. Fantastic to see so many people showing out in support of Mickey. His son, of course, lining up for Swinton, Harry Hyam and Rhys Briers. There's a pairing for you. Yeah, absolutely. If they can roll back the ears and perform in the manner that their old mans did, then we should be in for a treat, shouldn't we? But I will say, Harry Hyam, I've seen him play quite a few times, and he certainly possesses the attitude of his dad, which he's full on. He's fully committed to the cause, and I think Swinton overall have got quite a young team, and Harry's just one of those, and Brier's another. So energy shouldn't be a problem. Like I said before, it is I guess the battle of youth and exuberance against the experience of Rochdale. So. We'll see which one comes out on top, but like I said before, the steadying hand for Swinton definitely been Jack Stevens in recent weeks, but he's got a tough challenge to navigate, like I said, the experience in particular of Ridyard, McNally out the back there, and again Lewis Ellis, who every time I see him play, he's such a dominant force, an organiser, and quick to exploit the gap. So they're a competent team, Rochdale, but I would say both teams have got fantastic culture, fantastic team spirit, and like I said before, I think there'll be nothing left on the pitch today. It'll be a full-blooded affair. Yeah, you mentioned some of that experience on the Rochdale team sheet. Greg McNally and Martin Ridyard, between them, have played a fair few games, haven't they? They will know their way around a fixture like this, that's for sure. Yeah, they will, and they'll be thinking certainly Ridyard. They'll be thinking early kicks, think about territory. They'll not want to be using energy they don't need to have, and I guess that's the value of the experience, isn't it? But they'll need to rally the troops around to win that battle that Paul Wood spoke about and Gary Thornton alluded to as well. They've got to win the battle first, they've got to complete, and then it'll give them a good platform. But if they do get ascendancy Rochdale, then you've certainly got the players to take advantage of it, and then boys, like I said, know how to navigate this championship. They've done it many times before, and like you said, they've got a lot of games under the belt, so it'll be interesting to see them how they perform. Well, here come the team, Swinton Lions and Rochdale Hornets, ready for Derby Day battle here in Betfred League One. Rochdale have had the bragging rights so far this season, but an opportunity for Swinton to put that right this afternoon, and with third playing fourth on the competition ladder, 2 crucial points on the line. And as we've just been talking up, players on both sides of the ball that should get the supporters out of their seats, or even more on their feet for the ones to the left of us in this standing terrace. As ever when we come here, Paul, it's one of my favourite places to come. We are right in the thick of it, aren't we, in this stand?
Yeah, we are, and like I said, there's a lot of subplots, isn't it, to this game? It's been teed up nicely, third versus fourth, a couple of games in Rochdale, so this game could have a significant impact on the finish position for either side as we come to the end of the season. So it's both well-coached teams, both play a similar sort of style, with expansive and talented side, so the rugby league how it should be played. So like I say, it's all set up for a great game.
So we will be witnessing a minute's silence in memory of former Swinton standoff Frank Cassidy. Yeah, minute silence in memory of former Swinton standoff Frank Cassidy, who was a big part of this club in the 1980s. Passed away recently. Both sets of supporters remembering a legend of this club, and now ready to do battle here at Haywood Road. So Swinton in their traditional blue and white, Rochdale in their green and black change strip, and it's going to be Swinton who get us underway, kicking from right to left.
Yeah, on you, Matt.
Screen.
Yeah, you too, Trent.
Aaron Belafonte, our referee this afternoon.
Stay on, lads!
And we are ready to go.
Stay on. On you, Reece.
Here on the Sportsman, underway in this Betfred League One clash. Rochdale getting first taste of the football. Spoken about, it's going to be hard work in the middles this afternoon. It'll be really interesting to see who can get themselves on top early on in this game. And at risk of saying something obvious, Paul, I'm sure the first assignment for both teams will just get themselves into the game and get themselves completing sets.
Yeah, 100%, and a good kick away, and then they'll build a set from there. I'm sure they're going to try and work in sets of 3, so they get a kick away, they defend hard, as we see Rochdale take a good foray down that left edge there, but there's good meters, from Rochdale. It's a great opening set, and they'll get the kick away and they'll get some really good field position. So everything, all their energy will be on a front load into what they do defensively now, in particular these first 3 plays for Rochdale on the back of Swinton's transition.
So there comes the first kick of the afternoon. It's a tall one, the ball's gone to ground. The referee says that it's come forward, and then a penalty for an offside as well. Picking the ball up after it had been knocked on by Swinton teammates. So First assignment from a Rochdale perspective. Look at that first kick, and it's caused all sorts of problems, and they've earned themselves a very good attacking platform.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlucky from Rochdale. He's put poor discipline, I guess, from the left edge, not staying onside, and this set. Oh, sorry, Rochdale got the ball back, so it's a penalty to Rochdale. Do beg your pardon. It's a great first set from Rochdale. Give themselves some good field position, and the kick chase was fantastic.
So Whittle plays the ball. Rochdale just keeping it tight for the time being, but now looking to apply a little bit of width, and now they put the ball out wide, but it's gone down. So Swinton survived that early error. One mistake apiece in the early exchanges. Swinton with the job now of coming out from underneath their own sticks.
Yeah, well, they've got away with that, haven't they, Swinton? I think Rochdale have let them off the hook there. They should have built pressure, and like I said before, working them in 3 sets, trying to build some pressure and tire out the opposition. But yeah, they've just, like I say, they've got away with one, Swinton. They can start again now, start to work their way out. But like I said, an opening first set from Rochdale that was fantastic.
Yeah, the ball from Greg McNally just slightly around the ankles of Dan Nixon, unable to bring that in cleanly. So Swinton with ball in hand for the first time this afternoon, but the full pitch in front of them, immediately trying to apply a little bit of width and get a few extra metres on that far side. Patton plays the ball, brings us out to the left. Redcliffe will play the ball, and we come out to the left-hand side again. Rochdale's defence doing a good job on this occasion to just shut down the space on this near edge. Stevens, or ball back inside. So options on both sides, still tackles in hand, but they will go to the boot here of Rhys Breers, who puts a very tall kick up into the air, taken safely by Luke Forbert, who now looks to try and return with some interest. He's stopped on the 20.
They have some good questions there, Swinton. They shift the ball on 2 or 3 occasions. I think they're recognising that Rochdale defend really tight on them early plays. And well, they've got them and made some easy meters, if you like, but rely heavily on Kenny Baker, who does some really good work for Swinton, just to get that ball through to the edges.
Yeah, we mentioned it to Paul before the game. He said that he wanted it still to be played in the middle. He wanted to try and tire Rochdale's forward pack out, but you do feel as this game progresses, the 3/4 line is where this might end up being played.
Yeah, I think he threw us a red herring there, didn't he? I think it's clear to see on the first set they've gone left to right, right to left, and each time they've hit around the third defender in on Rochdale, both edges.
Kick goes up, takes a horrible bounce. Oh, and then forward off a Rochdale hand. No one wanted to take any responsibility for that ball.
Well, they've clearly spotted something there, haven't they, Rochdale? That's the second bomb that's gone up there on that left edge towards towards the Swinton winger there. So it's Harry Iam, is it, on that right wing? So getting a bit of attention early. He's just got to fix that one up for Swinton.
So again, Swinton starting their set deep inside their own territory, 90 metres to cover. Rochdale will be pretty happy with where they've played the game in the opening 4 or 5 minutes of this derby clash. Live and exclusive here on the Sportsman. Fantastic to have you with us. As Openshaw goes into dummy half, brings it up to the right hand side to Breers. Short ball from Breers, but Rochdale's defence again just restricting metres for Swinton. All the space and numbers over to this left hand side. Stevens steps out of a tackle well. Good line speed from Rochdale. And then Breers boots the ball again. This one just going for distance. Picked up by Greg McNally, who just drops it off to Dan Nixon, who gets the legs pumping and returns back for some interest. Stopped just short of halfway, so good starting position this for Rochdale, perhaps just getting on top in the early arm wrestle, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. Strong carries from their outside backs there, starting with Nixon, but interesting on the right to left shift from Swinton. Ridyard structurally in defence, very, very smart, very clever. Just a little risk of an intercept there, so there's got to be careful at Swinton. But a good read from Ridyard, and again, in good field position now.
So now it's Rochdale who look to apply a little bit of width. Lewis Ellis takes it into the line. He'll play the ball. They'll go short side. Or was nearly that Ridyard-McNally pivot, just finding a little bit of space with Ridyard back on McNally back on the inside shoulder of Ridyard, but Swinton wide to it. Again, they come short side, kick stab through. Far too much on it from Lewis Elson. This will be a tap for Swinton. A disappointing end to what was turning into a promising set from a Rochdale perspective.
Yes, a couple of times now, isn't it? The last players just not getting what they want from it. But again, field position's good, and they'll be reasonably happy. Rochdale just wanting to have done more with the, like I said, the last players. In particular, the one where Ridyard's put it down over here with the poor pass, and then the last player kick there. So they'll feel they've let Swinton off the hook, but taking some energy out of the tank, no doubt.
So the Swinton wingers coming in and making carries early on in this game. Harry Hyam in the 5 jersey for Exurgent in the scrum cap. And again, Swinton looking to throw the ball around a little bit, trying to find some width. Rochdale's defence up well, not giving them anything to work with. Still inside their own half, Swinton. Now they come out to British short drop-off ball, and they could be away on this right-hand side. It's Trent Kelly-Duffy all the way through, ball back inside, and Johnny Openshaw will score. And after playing most of the opening 5 or 6 minutes of this game, camped inside their own half, Swinton strike from distance.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've stuck to task, haven't they? They've continued to go to the edges each time. They've shut it down a couple of times, Swinton, Rochdale have, but Swinton again stuck to task, didn't get spooked by that, and it was a great tempo on his run from Jack Stevens, who just played out the back, played the short lead, and as you say, it was Johnny Openshaw. As ever, he likes to try it. He's got certainly plenty of speed in him, and gets under the H's there, or just to the side for what should be a 6-pointer.
Kelly-Duffy does well there after making the break, just to keep the composure, to draw the man in and find Openshaw on his shoulder.
Yeah, straight in that 3-man again. I spoke about that before. They've played 3-man to 3-man every time, just inside third defender in his inside shoulder. That's the vulnerable where normally you'd find the pivots defending. So it's regarded as a soft spot, a bit of a target for all back rowers, and that's exactly what we're seeing there. But again, they've showed their hand 3, 4, 5 times already, Swinton, and stuck to task, and they got the rewards for it in the end. So it's a great opening, you could say, against the run of play in terms of possession and territory, but well executed by Swinton.
Paul Woodall smiles in front of us in the dugout, as he would be after watching that move from his team. 4 doesn't become 6. A conversion missed to the left-hand side, so Swinton's lead stays at 4-0, but having done quite a bit of defending in the opening exchanges, the home coaching staff and fans around us will be very happy to find themselves ahead in this game. From Rochdale's perspective here, they just need to stick to the processes, don't they? They were building quite nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't even with the errors from Swinton, and that just doesn't feel like it's had a flow to it, and that's not helped Rochdale. Like I said before, they've come up with a sloppy pass on one occasion and a poor last play on another, but
now that's taken a horrible bounce, and well, Rochdale have come up with the ball. It wasn't a short kickoff by any stretch of the imagination, but it's pinged right up into the air, and Hornets now with an opportunity to strike back straight away as Ben Killen takes the ball into the carry. He'll eventually be stopped 8 metres away from the Swinton line. Options on both sides of the ball. Right hand side they come. Ridyard, he drops it off short. Darcy Simpson has a crack at the line. Rochdale knocking on the Swinton door here. Now they come out to the left hand side. Ridyard again. Elch trying to dance his way through, but he's stopped. This is Whittle. Swinton's defence doing a good job in this set so far after that kick-off. This is the last kick. Dribble through, nothing comes of it. Swinton have the ball back, and they do survive that examination on their defensive line. And now Harry Hyam comes in to try and clear the territory, clear the lines a little bit.
Well, that's better from Rochdale. They have asked questions there, and they will take some energy out of the tank. That'll take away the shift and the energy that Swinton have got in offence. So they've got to build the game on that and keep repeating that, and I'm sure they'll get the rewards at the end of it.
So Swinton again Just trying to carry out of their own half, but again going wide, and it could be away on this left-hand side. Here goes Surgeon, ball back in, and Greg McNally just does enough to disrupt. The ball goes to ground. I think Swinton will get this back, but another warning shot, another indication that they're going to look to play this game out wide, and Frank Surgeon with a real turn of pace there.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with this, won't they? Rochdale defensively has just gone down the short side, played really direct. The centre just, it's a missed tackle there, isn't it, from Rochdale, from Max Flanagan. They'll be disappointed with that. And like you say, just got the ball back inside. Greg McNally's intercepted, ball down, and another set. So again, still plenty of energy for Swinton.
So open short, in at dummy half, shapes one way, then goes right. Breers up towards the line, he's up over the 30. Swinton straight away stacked into shape on this left-hand side, and that is the way they come. Stevens now has a look, see if he can find a hole in the line. Almost does, but brought down. Now they come left again with Roberts. He stopped about 18 metres away, still tackles in hand for Swinton. Stevens, long ball out, now they look to try and find the width. Bridge just stabs a grubber kick through. This could drop, it's been dealt with really well over on that far side, but it is going to be a repeat set for the Swinton Lions.
Yeah, I've got to say the Rochdale body language has just dropped a little bit. It's 15 minutes in, and they've just started to look a little bit heavy on the feet there, Swinton. A lot of missed tackles, or looks like a little bit of a struggle. So Swinton now an opportunity to just get the first double set of the game and build some pressure on Rochdale if not score.
So the dropout is a bouncing bomb for Louis Roberts to sweep up, which he does. And Breers goes into dummy half, brings us down the right-hand side again. And again, Swinton with all of their shape stacked right out to this edge. Frank Surgeon, the wingman, we've just seen him in action. Breaking away his Stevens, ball out the back to Roberts. Roberts looks to go through himself and nearly does. Stops short, gets a quick play. The support is there, but we're going to come back for a Swinton penalty. Well, Swinton players are saying that the referee should have let that play on because they could have been away down that left-hand side, but just too much going on in the ruck. And we're back underway very, very quickly. Swinton wanted to get on with this, but just breaks down a little bit there. Breers runs out of the plan. We'll settle pretty central. Left they come again. Stevens. Just a short ball from Stevens to Rodden. Rodden will play the ball, but it's a slower one, so Rochdale able to get set. And the defensive line on form on that occasion to hold Swinton up. Growing into this game, the home team, aren't they, Paul? It seems to have taken some real confidence from that try.
Well, they started defending the shifts out wide, haven't they, Rochdale, as we just see. But what Johnny Openshaw did then, really clever, just played that short lead. As they defend the shift out wide, they're getting wider in the middle, and that's where we'll start to see some space opening up.
Kenny Baker brings us out to the right-hand side. This is Jaden Hatton now having a crack at that Rochdale left edge. Hyam at acting half, out to Breers. Kick across, not the best from Breers, and Rochdale survive, and we'll get a 20-metre tap.
Yeah, but disappointed Swinton didn't quite execute right, did they? In that set or set and a half that they had a couple of opportunities there, but the problem is when you're going to shift out wide early, you've got your fullback's going to have to do a lot of running, because on each occasion they never had a man off the back, which made defensively took away the decision making. A lot easier to defend without the fullback. So the spine, the two pivots, the fullback have really got to work hard and work together and combine if they're going to play wide like that. So, but like I say, opening up a little bit in and around the middle for Swinton, maybe.
Rochdale already well up over halfway, so getting some decent territory in this battle, the Hornets. We expected that this game would be close, third versus fourth in the league table, and that ball has gone forward, so Swinton celebrating that defensive win.
It was a great read, left edge for Swinton there. I thought, is it Broadbent? Is it Broadbent? Sargent's done a fantastic job coming off his wing there. Really shut down the play, got some good contact, forced the error. But again, the left edge for Swinton really connected. As Rochdale played into the line, it was McNally out the back, got jammed as well. So yeah, good D. Rochdale again just coming up with an error, a poor play, letting Swinton off the hook. So growing into the game, like you say, Swinton, and look like they could probably score some more points soon.
So Swinton back with ball in hand. Hatton plays the ball, and Swinton again through a little half gap. Trent Kelly-Duffy, who's causing a few problems over on that right-hand side for Rochdale.
It was a strong carry right behind the ruck, wasn't it? It's like I said before, they've really opened up defensively. Rochdale's a team that defend real tight and value the first three players and getting numbers in. They've had to pull wide to defend them shifts, and it's left it a little bit spacey in the middle that time, right behind the ruck, and well, he got good meters and then a penalty on the back of it.
So Breeze gives the short ball to Jamie Redcliffe, who's stopped 20 metres away from the Rochdale line. Open Shaw. They go right and then come back left, and Kenny Baker has some space, but we're going to come back a big for a forward pass. The Rochdale fans to our left were calling it, and then the line referee, the line's judge on this side, agreeing with them. We're going to come back then for a Rochdale scrum, but again, just a few occasions where they're living a little bit dangerously, the Hornets.
Yeah, and again, it's clear that there's been a clear plan. You can see that with Swinton in particular. They've clearly gone to edges early. They've opened them up, they've shifted them, they've tied them out, they've moved them. So I know Paul Wood spoke about working over the middles. Well, he's moved the middles instead, hasn't he? They've gone early with a kick from Breers on one occasion. And then you can see every player now is coming back against the grain, inside plays, just really making Rochdale double up them efforts as the middlemen probably getting to the end of the stint now as we hit the 18-minute mark, so they'll probably look to make changes shortly, Rochdale. But Swinton clearly in the tip sheet, isn't it? This is exactly what they're trying to do. It's just a case of executing right, and they'll get the reward.
Yeah, bench rotation is going to be interesting. It's very warm here at Hayward Road. It's quite humid as well, so players are going to have to take what rest they can. Just a short stoppage here as the Swinton player changes his shirt. We'll come back. For a Rochdale scrum.
With Rochdale, they've not had any trouble making meters out of yardage. So you know, the more direct game actually suits them. It's just probably the last plays in their execution. As I say that, they put a ball down, but
they're still in possession, Rochdale. So with the job of getting out of from under their own posts, and that penalty will help.
They might be worth putting the ball out in touch at the end of plays out of yardage sets for Rochdale, just to really have more structured restarts, take away the chaos from Swinton. The chaos and the transitions are not helping Rochdale defensively. It's taking too much energy out of them. You can visibly see them struggling somewhat, like I said before, against a more youthful team in Swinton. So take the chaos away and make it all control, and a slower game would suit Rochdale.
Well, that kicks has narrowly missed us in our commentary box here. Bobby Shingler for Swinton, who was wearing the 10 jersey, has now swapped that to the number 34, so that's the unnamed jersey in the Swinton line. Rochdale again on the attack, up over halfway. Short drop-off ball from Else. Unable to engineer a gap on this occasion, and four-man tackle from the Lions just slows things down a little bit. Rochdale on the front foot here from that penalty as Charlie Mackler comes up to the 20-metre mark. Options on both sides of the ruck for Ross Whitmore.
He opts to come left and just drops a short ball off to Whittle, who's met well by the Swinton defence. Pretty central here. They'll come left-hand side again. Else steps up to the line one way and then the other. Could be through. Lewis Else just stops short. This is the last, so out it comes to McNally, who spreads it out to Ridyard, who puts a tall kick up in the air, and it's bogged down by Nixon. Can he apply the finish? Held up, says the referee, but just for a second it looked like Dan Nixon had got on the score sheet. But it's a good defensive scramble from Frank Sargent and his Swinton teammates on this near side.
Yeah, it's good both sides. Else looks the most likely, doesn't he, for Rochdale with his running game. He's took the line on a few times, but it's Ridyard-McNally combination. The great kick from Ridyard in the end, and it was unlucky the Rochdale not to get over, but yeah, great catch from Nixon. Equally good from Swinton to defend that, keep the composure. You know, they have to work it out, but this is what Rochdale need to build pressure. And again, as we see, it's a great D. 3 men in the tackle, really control that ruck speed's going to help them a lot.
Well, that is the closest Rochdale have been in this game. Swinton again early on in their yardage sets, not afraid to look for the sideline. They come out to the right hand side, all a little bit static from Swinton. No players really in motion there as that ball came out from the ruck. Here's open Shaw, brings us to the right hand side. Breers will just put boot to ball and look to try and turn Greg McNally round, but the veteran fullback well positioned to bring that in, and he gives it off to Dan Nixon, who met well by two Swinton defenders. And now Luke Forbert off his wing, coming in to help the pack out. Whittle just stepping one way and then the other, trying to find some space in that Swinton line. Nothing on offer, but still going. He was held. He'll play the ball just inside Swinton territory. Ridyard. He drops it off to Ben Killen. Decent carry from the Rochdale prop forward, and now they come out to the left-hand side. Else up to the line. A little bit of misdirection, and now some space for McNally to work with, and they're away on this left-hand side as Else just lost control of that ball. It was a forward pass. It was Forber who was away down that left, looked to bring it back inside to Lewis Else, but the final pass was forward, and again, Rochdale's execution just letting them down late on in the set.
Yeah, it's like the first 10, isn't it? They've had plenty of opportunities. It's another one, but the last pass just going astray there. For Else really should have been under the post, shouldn't he? It's a terrible pass on that occasion. But I love the way that Whitmore got out from dummy half. I thought his tempo and his execution there caused Swinton some real problems. It put them on the heels. So running from dummy half just puts big men on the heels. They can't get forward the same. And I think for Rochdale that'd be a really good tactic to employ, rather than going straight off the floor to Ridyard and Else. Just go straight at the big men from the 9, from the hooker. And like on that occasion, he's got some great tempo on him, great carry.
So Swinton again doing some work out of yardage. First rotation of the bench for them sees Adam Sidlow come onto the pitch, and that's not a bad option to have, is it?
No,
all that Super League experience and a big unit as well, isn't he, Adam Sidlow?
He's a big man. He gets on the front foot. He gets his nose through. He's got some late feet at the line. So you know, that's what he's going to offer you. In offence, defence is going to slow that ruck down again. He knows how to control a ruck and put his energy in the right areas. So, he's been a fantastic player.
Breers puts ball up in the air, taken by Forber. Met well by George Roby, also onto the field for Swinton. McNally brings us out to the right-hand side. Dan Nixon off his wing doing some yardage work. McNally again at half. Andrade, who's onto the field for Hansler, unable to take that ball with him, and then a big shot goes in from Aaron Lynch. It was Max Flanagan who copped it. Big shot from the Swinton centre. Kick comes in, looking to try and turn Louis Roberts around. He will let the ball bounce before bringing it in safely. He's got Heim in support, but decides to keep the ball in his own hands, Roberts. is Surgeon, on loan from Warrington for Swinton this season. Rochdale doing a decent job of just slowing that down as Hyam picks up from dummy half and scoots himself. Interesting cut and thrust that this game's just developed into in the last few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see as Swinton just get into the game, the shifts are becoming less prominent now, and Rochdale might only have one shift to defend as it comes at him as we speak. So it's a lot more comfortably defensively without the energy for Swinton.
Now kick over the top. Oh, taken in. Rodden will score. He has picked the pocket of Greg McNally, and Gavin Rodden races away. The ball sat up beautifully for him, and Swinton, in similar fashion to their first try of the afternoon, strike from deep and slightly against the run of play.
Yeah, you got to question Rochdale's defensive attitude there. It's a great play from Rodden, isn't it? His chip kick bounced up nicely, executed fantastically, but my old mate Greg McNally needs to put his body on the line, get in front of this ball. Yeah, that's not good enough from McNally. That's not good enough from the short side edge of Rochdale. I think they've been terrorised, to be honest. I think Swinton have been coming down what's been effectively a blind alley more often than not, but they've created their own opportunities. More often than not from Rodden, just strong carrying, and he's terrorising them at the minute, and that's a great try from him. But Rochdale will be really disappointed in a game of this magnitude to be letting try and of that nature is pretty poor D.
Well, you love to see a back row forward with that in the locker, don't you? Wonderful chip kick from Rodden. Sat up perfectly. Great hands to bring it in and race away and score. And in a game that there's not been a huge amount in this. This 8-point lead, which could be about to become 10 via the boot of Jack Stevens, feels like it could be a very handy margin. 28 minutes into this game. Stevens steps up, pushes it to the right-hand side of the post on this occasion. So
there's usually a reliable kicker is Jack Stevens, so he's not got his kicking boots on today, and it makes a significant difference, doesn't it?
Well, it's 4 points he's left out there now, isn't it? It's a try essentially that Rochdale don't have to score if they're going to come back into this game.
But Rochdale, their chat will be that they bombed 2 or 3 chances. They've had the better of the territory, and it's just the final defence and switching off defensively late in the tackle count as well. So they'll be arguing that they're their own worst enemy at the minute. They're killing themselves. But you've got to say, some tasty attack from Swinton.
Well, it feels like a big 10 minutes this, doesn't it, just before half-time now, because if Swinton can continue to stay in control of this game in terms of the scoreboard, maybe add another, you'd put them well ahead in terms of winning this game, but if Rochdale can strike back, well, then we are back on a knife edge.
Yeah, well, I think the substitution of George Robe is going to bring some energy back to Swinton as well.
Again, it's his left-hand edge at Swinton target, and Stevens is away. He's got support, couldn't quite get the pass away in time. It was Dan Nixon who covered well, but we are back to 0, so a repeat set for the Lions to work with inside Rochdale territory. Just feel the temperature going up on this game. Two teams getting stuck into each other, and then too much going on at the ruck. It was stripped away from the hands of Surgeon, and Swinton will get a penalty.
This will be an interesting call, won't it? Is he going to take the 2, or is it they're going to build pressure?
Well, Roby gave the universal hand signal for we're going to keep this rolling, but I think Paul Wood put 2 fingers up and pointed to the post. So,
well, like I said before, the substitution bringing Roby on at this time now, 10 minutes to go, is going to bring energy, isn't he? On the back of Sidlow as well.
For it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that call. Build the pressure. I think McNally knew what he was doing. It was a kind of a good penalty because Rochdale were in a bit of trouble there.
So here's Stevens, who's really growing into this game. Lovely play back on the inside. Roby falling through a gap, but door slammed shut by Jordan Andrade. Oh, and another big shot going in. We've got a proper derby on our hands here. 2 teams flying into each other. Stevens with a big ball over the top. Hyam has to just track back, pick up the bouncing ball, comes back on the inside. He's stopped 9 metres away. Still tackles in hand for Swinton. Roby to Stevens. Stevens out the back to Roberts, who runs into his own player and then is brought down, and we're going to come back for an error. So
he's given
ball
knock on.
Just got a bit messy, didn't it, from a Swinton perspective?
He's caught it into his own player, just like you say, a little bit messy. But you know, I think the pass over the top, left to right from Jack Stevens was a little bit unneeded. I think playing more direct, just shortening the field a little bit, not start put on an edge, as we've seen before. A team can get up and close it down, and that's what we saw there. So again, the spine not quite working together, getting a little bit impatient. That's probably the inexperience.
Yeah, maybe just guilty of overplaying a little
absolutely.
bit. Probably smell a few more points being that close to the line.
Well, you can feel it, can't you? Rochdale visibly tiring and missing more and more tackles, but Swinton just need to keep the foot on the throat and do what they've been doing all game. Well,
Andrade gets the offload away. It took a bounce, but McNally was there to clean up and get Rochdale on the move again. Andrade with his second carry of the set, met well by Sidlow. Two big human beings seeking each other out. Andrade will play the ball to Morgan Punchard onto the field at dummy half. This is Punchard again, throws a dummy and then manages to poke his nose through the line, brought down just over the halfway mark. Punchard plays the ball to Andrade. Andrade to Reed. Reed brings that right side, and then that goes to ground. And the error's just creeping into Rochdale's game.
Yeah, again, the play against the Graham was probably the best play that Rochdale did, and played more direct. Like I said before, coming out of yardage, Rochdale have been really good. They've just been playing direct, strength of carry. It's when they start playing the shift game without really going forward, without committed defenders. So when they get into good ball again, I would advise they play off the rucker. They get the rucker out from dummy half and really sit the big Swinton defenders on the heels. But yeah, they've got to be more direct, Rochdale, because territory's not an issue for them.
Not much in the way of mitigating factors for that error. Martin Ridyard just left the ball on the ground.
Well, that's it. He's passing it before he caught it, wasn't he? And again, it seems that Rochdale's all about getting to the last pass rather than going through the middles in and around like Swinton took the tactic of going in and around the third defender in the pivots, the soft spots, so to speak. I think Rochdale would be better advised to do that or come back against the grain. You've seen earlier, Sidlow made a fantastic tackle there. And then they found him again on that second play where he couldn't be and cover that space, so making them double up their efforts. Certainly with this heat, and take some energy out of the tank, like I said before.
So the scrum will be on the halfway line as we get closer to half-time. Here's Roby jumping out from dummy half, straight away from the scrum, getting his team on the front foot, another 13-14 metres closer to the Rochdale line. Breers brings us out to the right-hand side. Swinton with the wind in their sails here, hunting what could be a real sucker punch just before the break. And Rochdale on the ropes, and there's going to be a Swinton penalty here. Just too much rotation in the tackle.
Yeah, just legs above the horizontal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Finley Beardsworth who's just picking himself back up. He looks okay.
I'm just looking at Paul Wood. He's got the two fingers up again, so he wants the two this time.
Well, I think this time they are going for it. The T is on the field. It will be dead centre.
Yeah, I get the two, but I'm not convinced of if Swinton actually executed right that Rochdale would hold them out. They've been too incisive in and around on them edges there. The back rowers have been fantastic. But yeah, I understand why he'd go for two. But you know what? Sometimes fortune favours the brave. I think Rochdale will be happy with that.
Stevens steps up, strikes it well, and this time is on target. So Swinton move out to a 10-0 lead here at Haywood Road, and 35 minutes of this game, Paul, has absolutely flown by.
It has, yeah, it has. And like I said before, it's been contrasting styles in how they've gone about the business. I think Swinton have played some really nice football right from the off as well. They showed their hand really early. Rochdale, they've just not found the groove, have they? Their identity's not quite there. They're trying to shift it, but to no real effect. They're not building pressure, they're making too many errors, so I feel there's more to come from Rochdale. It's interesting, they've gone for two now. The danger with a good kicker like Ridgard is his kickoff's very ugly to catch and challenging, as we've seen in his last one. So they'll be hoping to get something from this kickoff through some obscure Ridgard kick, no doubt.
Well, even the way he's setting the ball in front of the tee, he's... and he might get the sandwich out here. This might go quite high. And he's up into the air for Harry Heim to deal with, which he does. And then drop off ball to Sidlow, who started that carry in the car park, but stopped by the Rochdale defence. And Swinton come out to the left-hand side.
Didn't quite fly how he wanted it to, I think, as his previous kick did. But so Swinton's now starting to build the set, see if they go on this left edge again and target the last two defenders over here on Rochdale's right edge.
Decent progress made by Kenny Baker, just crabbing across the defensive line and then finding some space. Roby again getting his team on the front foot. Big shot goes in, but still going forward. It's Finlay Beardsworth into Rochdale real estate, so he'll play the ball just the other side of halfway. Sidlow comes in for another crack at the line, gets the offload away to Roby, who's sharp to it. Now they come out to the left-hand side. Rodden, here's Lynch. Lynch stopped just short of the 30. Irish international Aaron Lynch. Ball comes out to Stevens, who will just stab that ball into touch, and Swinton very much in game management mode as the final few minutes ebb away of this first half.
Yeah, again, I think Rochdale will be pretty pleased that he's put it in touch. I think if he put it in the corner, there would have been an opportunity to really challenge Rochdale and what they're about. But again, it's this left edge, isn't it, of Swinton, really doing some damage there. So,
well, we spoke about it when we arrived, Rolls. This is a big pitch, it's a big surface. There will be space out there if you play the game in the right areas. Swinton at the moment just wanting to play the game in this area as deep into Rochdale territory as they can. Here's Nixon, could be away. Nixon, Dan Nixon still going, looks to take on the fullback, who does a decent job, Louis Roberts, of shutting that down. Nixon looking for a quick play, finds one. Lewis Else is there backing up. He'll go from dummy half, right, then left. Still going, Lewis Else. Eventually brought down. Rochdale just raising the tempo. Elijah Simpson now with the carry. This is the last, so big kick on the way from a Rochdale perspective if they want to try and force some points. Here is Ridgard, gets the ball out the back to McNally. They might try and go for this. And the flag is up from the touch judge.
Yeah, on the
space on this near side.
Nixon put his foot in touch, but he started the move, didn't he? He's had a couple of strong carries at a yard, is Nixon, and he's done it again. It was Else that took up the reins. I just think Rochdale don't quite get excited enough when they make those meters, make those breaks, and look to take one in and then play a shape. It's very constructed as opposed to playing what you see. I think Swinton have been better at the eyes up sort of play, but certainly Nixon and Else in particular causing a lot of problems for Swinton's defence. They're both quick players.
So Swinton back in possession. That clock on your screen just a guide. We're not hooked up to the referee's watch, but I don't think we'll be far off from a minute or so left in this first half. Roby brings us out to the right hand side. Finlay Beardsworth, who's looked really lively since coming off the bench, plays the ball. Roby out to Briers. Briers again. Sidlow gets an offload away. Second time he's found that offload in the tackle. Sidlow, and here they go again. Rodden out to Sargent. Sargent could score in the corner, and Nixon's done really well to close down the space and then charge the kick down. So Swinton will get the ball back here and have another crack at the Rochdale Hornets line, but Nixon, for the time being, has saved his team from conceding 4 more points. Rodden is having an absolute field day down this left-hand side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rodden and Sargent just, well, they're just carving it up, aren't they, over here? So he's
Roby to the right-hand side, could be through. George Roby just stopped short. Breers is asking the question if he got that down. In fact, the referee says he was held up, so we'll come back 10 metres. Swinton wanted to get on with it now. They can sniff what would be a really important try just before the break as Stevens tries to dance his way through the line. He'll play the ball dead centre. Roberts will bring it out to Sidlow. Sidlow with good hands again. Roberts kicks through. And Luke Forbert does a really good job to get across and get rid of the ball. Rochdale survive again, but Swinton knocking on the door. You feel like the Hornets now are just praying for that half-time hooter.
Yeah, absolutely, and you'll see it again. They'll hit that middle spot now, Swinton, but it'll be Sergeant Lynch. They'll be at it again. Forays down this left edge, but yeah, he's been good, hasn't he, the Swinton fullback Roberts? It's just that occasion just putting the ball through, just challenging Rochdale again. They've got to do it all again.
So Roberts takes in the dropout and gives it to Sidlow, who nothing fancy with the hands or the offload this time, just an old-fashioned carry, gets a quick play. Roby brings us out to the left-hand side to Breers, who comes out the back. This is Rodden again. Roberts now coming into the line. He's got Sargent on his shoulder, but in the end does well, Louis Roberts, just to keep himself in the field of play. So Sargent and acting half out to Stevens. All a bit static again from Swinton as they just play back inside. Roby can choose left or right, chooses left on this occasion. Stevens to Rodden, who shrugs off another tackle and then brings us back to the right hand side to Finlay Beardsworth, who almost gets past Jordan Andrade, and then a penalty. And again, Paul Wood in front of us puts 2 fingers in the air straight away. Just keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, it's a late hit on Jack Stevens. You saw the referee played advantage, really well done by the referee. But again, it's, you called the plays a little bit static. They went back to the middle. That's their home base, if you like. They keep going back to them post areas so they can get a 4 and 6 split defensively. And then they're coming down this left edge. It was the fullback who was sat in position working with Jack Stevens. So everybody was in position for another shift. But a late hit and, well, a very kickable opportunity for Jack Stevens to put them 12-0. Which is a nice cushion going in at half-time if he gets this kick over the post.
Well, that was the half-time hooter, and you do feel like Rochdale would have probably taken conceding 2 rather than 4 or 6 off the back of that little spell at the end of the first half.
I think after this last 10 minutes, I think Rochdale will be pleased not to have conceded more tries. I think 12-0, they'll be all right with that kind of thing.
So Stevens steps up, strikes that one well, straight through the sticks from Jack Stevens, and that caps off a good 40 minutes from a Swinton Lions perspective. They take a 12-0 lead into the break. Tries from Johnny Openshaw and Gavin Rodden, and 2 penalties from the boot of Jack Stevens pushes them out to this 12-point lead. It still feels very much like there's a route back into this game from a Rochdale perspective, though.
I think both coaches should be very positive, really. They'll have both seen plenty of opportunities or missed opportunities, if you like, and things to fix up what could have a significant impact on this game. Like I say, Swinton, well, they've clearly got the weak spots and they keep sticking to them, haven't they? Their left edge in particular, Rochdale's right, and 3-man to 3-man, as I said before. Rochdale, well, strength of carry has been great out of yardage. Just unfortunately, when they've got in good ball, they've just gone a little bit lateral. It's a little bit soft, if you like, not direct enough, and that's having a result in their end of sets, end of plays.
Well, let's just remind ourselves of how that first half unfolded here at Haywood Road. This is the opening try of the game, and it's the break that comes from Trent Kelly-Duffy, and nicely finished.
Yeah, it's again, it's on 3-man's inside shoulder, isn't it? That's exactly where you want your back row to run. And Breeze has done a good job getting to the 4th defender, or Trent Duffy's done. It's a fantastic line. Great work from him. There you go, it's a beautiful line, and as we said before, Johnny Openshaw doing what he does. I thought he had a really good opening stint, and putting the ball down just beside the post.
And then the second try in the piece. I think Gavin Rodden will please that the TV cameras are in town for this one. Chip over the top from the second rower and brings it in brilliantly, and a moment of brilliance that's pushed Swinton out further.
Well, I mean, what can you say? Started by Rodden, finished by Rodden. It's a bit of a one-off, and I'm sure when they do win or lose this game, I'm sure when they look back at it and do the review, that one will get some smiles and a little bit of praise, and he can he'll have enjoyed that one.
So 2 further penalties from that point on from Jack Stevens has pushed the scoreline out to 12-0 in favour of the Swinton Lions in this Betfred League One Derby Day clash. And of course, as we get ever closer towards the end of the season, we are building up to the biggest series that we have seen for a long, long time. Wembley, the first venue for the Ashes in October.
What has today been all about?
Today is about publicising and drawing attention to what's happening at the stadium behind me on the 25th of October. The first Ashes test. The Ashes are back in Britain for the first time in a long time, and yeah, it's a great opportunity for Sean Wayne and the English team to right some wrongs and to get one over on the Aussies.
And how big this Ashes series be for rugby league?
I think it's massive. It's a great opportunity to get rugby league back on the back pages, back in the psyche of the British sporting public, and yeah.
A few technical hiccups there with that VT, apologies for that. All available on this YouTube channel as we look ahead to what will be an absolutely belting series in the winter as England take on Australia. That first test at Wembley, of course. Still tickets available, but not at Everton or Headingley. So if you want to be there in the flesh and you haven't already got your tickets, go and get them. Let's make Wembley an absolute cauldron for Sean Wayne and his side. Here at Haywood Road, it is the home team, Swinton Lions, who lead 12 points to nil in this Betfred League One clash. But it's felt like a game, Paul Rowley, that's been played very much in sort of mini phases, if you know what I mean. 5 or 10 minute spells of one team being on top and then the other. And really, as we've hinted throughout, it is just the execution that is the difference.
Yeah, I think if you actually broke down the game and looked at the stats and took it facet by facet, you know they've each won various parts of the game, haven't they? Like you would say, Rochdale have won the territory battle, spent more time down looking to our right than we have to our left, but certainly in execution and and strike, Swinton have been the better, mainly from the back rowers. So pivots and back rowers working tremendously well together, and really piercing the edges defences for Rochdale. So yeah, it's been a strange old game in that respect because, like I said before, both coaches will have loads to be pleased about or frustrated about, even in particular for Rochdale. But they'll be talking about the opportunities that they've seen. Swinton more repeating, Rochdale just tidying up and fixing what they're doing a little bit, and like I said before, being more direct. Use the 9 more. The 9 needs to be running more. He's a good player, and they need to use him more.
Well, the Swinton fans will be pleased with what they've seen so far, but 40 minutes for that to change, and you still feel in this game that could happen at any minute if Rochdale do manage to take advantage of one of the chances that they are having. This is the first try of the afternoon, and Trent Kelly-Duffy slicing through the line, Openshaw in support, and that really was the first time we'd looked to our left.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a really back rowers purest line, isn't it, from Trent Duffy. He's started straight, then just slightly off his right foot on the inside shoulder of the third defender, off Briers. Briers' tempo, lovely pass, right into the teeth of the Rochdale defence. He's got no chance there of getting his eyes, got to get his body in front, and like I said, Openshaw just tidying up on the inside, and he loves to score, doesn't he?
Not a huge amount McNally could have done there as Kelly-Duffy drew him in. Probably not the case for this one. He'll feel the Rochdale fullback that he should have got to this before Gavin Rodden was able to, but take nothing away from the kick, the collection and the finish.
Yeah, he's again, as I said before, the whole edge, to be honest, turn around and work hard to get back, get some bodies in the picture. I just think more energy from Swinton's probably been the difference between the two sides, but on that occasion that's all down to Rodden. I don't think that was in the Paul Wood tip sheet. I think that's just a bit of we'll call it individual brilliance, if you like.
Yeah, we asked him what the game plan was before the game. He certainly didn't say Gavin Rodden chipping over the top.
No.
But I've been impressed as well. Just the bench rotation from a Swinton perspective. George Roby and Adam Sidlow added real impetus halfway through that second half, and feels like whenever they kind of hit the button to rotate again, it's going to be an interesting phase again in this game. Yeah,
I think so as well. I think in contrast, when we saw Andrade come on and it came on, I think the pass went behind him straight away. It was a clunky set. They made changes and didn't adjust well to it. It was almost a disruptive changes from Rochdale, whereas Swinton, like you said before, in particular from Sidlow and in particular from Roby, one benefiting from the other. Roby obviously from the quick rucks of Sidlow. Just really gave them that energy, and I think Roby's first set he did 2 tackles right from the bat, one and then the other, doubled up. Sidlow's strength of carry, they made a difference, didn't they? And like I said before, it's a close contest. The differences, the 1%ers, if you like, are going to be massive in this game, and they probably pushed Swinton into that field position then for the last 10 minutes where they did dominate, and probably could have got more tries. Obviously they got the 2 conversions from penalties, two penalty goals, but I thought they could have got more out of that. But nevertheless, it's a healthy lead, isn't it? 12-0. I think they'll be open to pour some more points come the second half, but plenty of opportunities for Rochdale as well.
Well, just before we get back into the thick of the action, time to mention the fundraising that's going on today from the Swinton Lions for Mickey Hyam, who's been working with them this season, sadly diagnosed with cancer for the second time a few weeks ago. Swinton given a very generous donation from every hospitality ticket sold this afternoon towards his support fund. And if you are able to, we would urge you to do the same. If you just Google Mickey Hyam Just Giving, I'm sure you'll find the right page, and another example of the rugby league community rallying around one of its own, as it always does in times of need. And Mickey watching on as his son Harry and the Swinton Lions lead 12-0 at the break against Rochdale Hornets. Moments away from the second half here at Haywood Road. As the heat continues to beat down, a few clouds in the air, but plenty warm here. That will play a part, you would think, in the later stretch of this game, as two teams who have been doing it tough in the heat have to find that little bit extra. But it is the Lions who at half-time have the advantage. fantastic place to watch rugby league, isn't it, on a summer's afternoon? This one, Paul, I know a lot of Swinton fans and a lot of people in the rugby league community would love to see the club return to the M27 postcode, but I do have a soft spot for Haywood Road on a nice afternoon like this.
Yeah, you can really get a festival feel, can't you? You can see all the supporters, spectators just freely walking round from one side to the other, going getting themselves some refreshments and drinks in this humid day. And yeah, there's a good buzz around the place. It's relaxed, and like I say, it's got scope to build and grow, and you can certainly welcome more supporters in. That's for sure. It's always a really good afternoon down here at Swinton.
So the two sets of coaching staff slowly starting to make their way out of the changing room. Some shorter teams not far behind them here at Haywood Road as we await the second half of this Betfred League One clash. A famous old rivalry, of course, as the Swinton Lions and the Rochdale Hornets come back out onto the field. Gary Thornton just having a chat to a couple of his players. A few last little bits of advice and game plan as they try to turn this one around. The Swinton Lions now following them out, and you would think from a Swinton perspective, from Paul Wood's perspective, Rolls, that this is very much a simple occasion.
Yeah.
Keep the ball, don't make mistakes.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've definitely got they're the masters of their own destiny, so to speak, this second half. You know, I think they've got a couple of half-backs who's got a fur boot on them. I think they can really dominate, in contrast to the first half, dominate territory, and if they get territory, Swinton will score. Again, you know, Rochdale, they were a little bit off, weren't they, with their execution. I don't think Swinton will be so kind and generous, given the same opportunities and field position as Rochdale were afforded in that first half. I make Swinton obviously 12-0. I make them heavy favourites now to go on, kick on and get some points here. So Rochdale are going to have to, for me, find some early points to give them that energy and belief that they can go on and get something out of this game.
So it will be Rochdale who get us back underway. Just waiting for the side of the pitch to clear as both sets of medical teams and interchanges work their way round from the changing rooms over on that far side. Of course, last time I was stood in this commentary position with you, Rolls, we saw Swinton fall to a devastating defeat in that Championship qualification final and saw them relegated down to Betfred League One.
Absolutely. Flanagan, left corner, down there. Hunslet fans went absolutely wild.
And he's gone on to do all right, hasn't he, this year, George Flanagan Jr. So back underway. Ridyard puts that one high, taken on the full, really well actually by Louis Roberts.
Yeah, I said before, he's been good, Louis Roberts, hasn't he? He's been on the end of all them shapes. If you're going to play a shifting game, you need a full-back who's going to run and cover some mileage, and I think he's worked tirelessly, but safe as houses on that really awkward kick-off from Ridyard.
So rugby brings us out to the left-hand side. Aaron Lidge plays the ball. And Swinton straight away looking to find the edges. That's gone to ground, but I think it's gone to ground via the hands of Forber. It has, so referee wipes the tackle count clean. Swinton with a fresh set in their pocket. Here comes Sidlow. Big carry from him straight into Jordan Andrade, who makes the tackle. Decent speed on the play of the ball, so Roby can jump on his bike and try and find some metres. That's a nice little inside ball back into Louis Roberts. He stops on the halfway line. So Swinton started his half, still looking to play, still looking to invent. Kenny Baker just juggling a little bit there. But he'll play the ball to Roby, who now brings us out to Finley Beardsworth. Beardsworth up over the 40. Swinton building nicely into this set. Still tackles in hand. Right hand side to Breers, and then Kelly Duffy, who still going. Trent Kelly Duffy. He will play the ball, and well, that was the last, so perhaps not the smartest play from Jaden Hatton, scooting from dummy half there.
No, I think they could have got a little bit more out of that, couldn't they? They've got, the last players have been pretty good. They've got some good kickers, so saw something that wasn't there, and then give a penalty away on the back of it as well. So 60 seconds that Hatton would rather forget, I think.
So the penalty just alleviating a little bit of pressure, removing Rochdale upfield, and they'll be looking for an opportunity to strike, get their first points of the afternoon. And if you think you're seeing double on this near side, you're not. These two twins against each other on the same edge now. Trent Kelly-Duffy and Dylan Kelly-Duffy. And now it comes out to the right-hand side to Andrade. Rochdale moving the ball around here. First opportunity in the second half for them to really put Swinton under some pressure. Out to the left-hand side they come again. Andrade stopped. He'll look to get a quick play of the ball. Rochdale fans to the left politely asking for a repeat set. Referee says no. Still they come down this left-hand side. Punchard, big ball outright from him to Else. Else with a little bit of misdirection, puts a kick through. Fred Sargent there does well, mopping that up. So Swinton with the ball back in hand, but the full length of the field stretched out in front of them. Big opportunity this for Rochdale to try and bury the home side deep inside their own territory. Not a huge amount of progress made, but then a penalty letting Swinton off the hook, and that, I'm sure, will drive Gary Thornton crazy.
Yeah, well, they've returned the favour, haven't they? Swinton did it down at that end. Now Rochdale returned the favour after some great work from Else in particular. It's so dangerous, doesn't he? Puts a kick through. There's almost a chance to get behind their own line. Play three, they've not even gone 10 metres, Swinton. Then they give it offside, this left edge here. Just creeping offside. Discipline, just letting both teams down at the start of this second half.
So Swinton clear the lines with the kick up towards the 40. Hatton gets us back underway. Plus it's the Breers to Sidlow, who was carrying from deep but cut down. Now Roby brings us out to the left-hand side. Might be some space on offer for Swinton if they can continue to move the ball left. Aaron Lynch is brought down just a few metres in from the touchline. Rodden goes again. Oh, what a ball from Rodden! Sargent's going to score! But that is all about the work from Gavin Rodden to make the break down the short side and then come up with the offload. Frank Sargent on his shoulder. And Swinton, for the third time this afternoon, strike from deep.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sargent, Lynch, Rodden, they've really terrorised that edge, haven't they? And again, it's Rodden just from dummy half. It's really poor defence. You want to credit the offence, but defensively, that's really poor. He's gone down the tightest of short sides and showed a clean pair of heels, got tackled, left arm offload to Sargent, who's supporting brilliantly there. And again, I just think Swinton, overall, their energy to push in support of all plays, dead plays, has been fantastic. They've put themselves in the picture time and time again, and they've got rewarded. They've made their own luck. And again, Rodden coming up with a really big play for Swinton.
So just some work coming back from the dugouts. Paul Wood's half-time message to his team was do the same as you did in the first half. Keep trying their luck on the edges after a couple of successful efforts down the middle, and that's exactly what we've just seen them do. Gary Thornton, well, his message was better discipline and better finish to the end of sets, and well, he'll be very frustrated with that defensive effort.
Well, which came from poor discipline, didn't it? They was defending on Swinton's try line with a great opportunity to turn the screw, but the discipline let them down. So, yeah, great work from Swinton, following Paul Wood's instructions.
Ooh, off the woodwork, so another missed conversion. You just wonder from a Swinton perspective if that might come to cost them. There's the scoot down the short side from Rodden and the ball back inside to Sargent. That almost looked at a little bit predetermined, as if they'd kind of worked that pivot out before, but very, very good from Gavin Rodden, who, as we've said, Paul, is having a great game for Swinton. Another high kick goes up into the air. Brierley's underneath it and plays it back to Sidlow. It seems like he's made every other carry in this second half so far for Swinton. All of that experience. Hatton now. He'll play the ball just short of the 30. Swinton up just short of halfway. Kelly Duffy. Now they come out to the left-hand side. Breers. Here comes the width again from Swinton. Rodden. And it could be away on this left-hand side. Lynch to Sargent. Still going. Sargent eventually brought down on the 30. But really good progress made. And they've got the full width to play with here, Swinton. We know they are more than happy to stretch it from one side to the other, and that's what they do. The kick comes in over the top. And Forbert, well, there was no immediate chase, but Forbert's done a really good job to get himself out of trouble there. Turned into a really clever kick. And then a Rochdale penalty. Swinton just too eager in defence, creeping up offside.
Got to say, Breer's got to make that tackle, hasn't he? He's put a kick in there behind, and
it's almost brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
and then
but
just lets him slip.
It's a poor tackle, poor effort from Breers. There, should have cleaned that up. Just nearly got wiped out.
One of these is hitting us at some point today, Paul. We're in the firing line.
But again, both coaches will be ruining that missed opportunity to build pressure through the defence with an offside penalty. So just lack of discipline from Swinton.
So Rochdale up over halfway. Punchard just goes himself. So McNally steps in at acting half, second time around. Andrade, he carries up towards the 40. Punchard again. Short ball to Isaac Reed. He makes some decent progress as well before being wrapped up. Punchard, Andrade. Short ball from him to Elijah Simpson, who's still going up towards the 10-metre line. Good opportunity this for Rochdale with tackle still in hand. Andrade again, has he kept hold of it? We're going to come back for another Rochdale penalty. Swinton offside again, and well, this is the best opportunity in a long time in this game that Rochdale have had.
Yeah, I think if they just pushed a little bit harder in support, there's so much space there on the side of Andrade when he carries a big man, he's got feet, he's got footwork, but there's no push with him. It makes it a lot easier for the defence.
So Rochdale just a metre away, pretty central, so they can go either side. It's left that they come to Else. Short ball from Else to Kelly Duffy, who confusingly is wearing a jersey that says Baker on the back of it. Out we come to the right-hand side. Else against short ball to Jordan Andrade. Jamaican international will play the ball 6 metres away. Punchard out to the right. Good hands this from Rochdale, but Swinton's defence doing its job for the time being. And then they change direction again. Short ball for Reed to try and muscle his way over, but he stopped short. So this is the last big end to the set on the way needed from a Rochdale perspective. Punchard just dribbles that ball through. It's gone to ground.
It's given a knock on.
And I think Rochdale are going to get the ball back again here. It's going to be another set on the Swinton line. So we just see it. Punchard puts it through, bounces around all over the place, and yeah, just spilt by Beardsworth. So a repeat set right on the Swinton line. You will not get a better opportunity than this in a game of rugby league.
They've got to make it count now, haven't they? They've got to get something out of this. Just making it up on the go a little bit. That last set, got fortunate with the last play, got a repeat set.
Slightly messy pass out of the scrum, but Ridyard collects and then throws a big ball over the top to Nixon, who's still going. Dan Nixon looked lively in the first half. Not seen too much of him in the second, but he's got his team up towards the try line here. Now left, short ball to Simpson. Simpson no way through. Dead centre, shape is on the left hand side, that's where they go. Else looks to try and engage the line, but he's wrapped up, still going. Lewis Else has managed to get himself free. Rochdale are in the corner. Luke Forber scores, and the pressure pays off eventually for the Hornets. It was Lewis Else who managed to wriggle himself free after being tackled and get the ball over the top. And Luke Forber scores what could be a very important try, Paul Rowland.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, it was Else again, but he's come from that Dan Nixon carry again. He's been about Rochdale's best, him and Else. I said it first half, and it's ironic that it started with a Nixon strength of carry. Gives some ruck speed, which has been lacking for Rochdale. Probably the difference in the two teams, ruck speed. And so, yeah, the strength of carry, and then it's Else again, just keep fighting, persistent, knock people off, and then a pass over the top, basketball style, to Forber, who just scores in the corner there. So them two boys in particular deserved it, but yeah, it just makes the game interesting now, doesn't it? So there is opportunity, and you know they'll hope to build a game from this as Ridgars tries to make the 4 into a 6.
Well, given the missed kicks that Swinton have come up with from their conversions, this would go a long way to eating up some of the ground between the two teams.
They'll be disappointed, Swinton, won't they? I thought they had capability to. They look comfortable on most occasions.
Rudell strikes it. It looks on target from here, and the linesman agrees.
Give a little link to the fans as well.
And Rochdale cut the lead down to 10 points. Game on here at Hayward Road in Betfred League One. Brilliant to have you with us here on the Sportsman. Don't go anywhere, because we could be up for a blockbuster finish. Some of the Rochdale fans to our left just getting involved with the Swinton dugout in front of us. And one of the great things about this ground, you're right amongst it. Adam Sidlow having a bit of fun with the away fans. Here's Andrade, stopped 10 metres away from his own line. Oh, and then a real mess at the play of the ball, and this is going to come back for Swinton. And after getting themselves back in the game, Rochdale commit the cardinal sin.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to complete your setup. Yeah, as I say, it's a chance to start to build into the game, and it's Andrade that's just come up with an error there, and it is an error as well. As we just look at the replay, it's a loose carry. He'll claim otherwise, but he's got to protect the ball there.
Swinton with a scrum 10 metres away, and an opportunity to hit back almost immediately after conceding. And I think we can safely guess what the plan is here, with all the numbers stretched to this right-hand side. Big ball out to Briers. He finds Roberts, who looks to try and get on the outside shoulder, but he's eventually brought down. Hyam, Briers, Beardsworth. Swinton asking for a penalty, nothing given. Roby brings us left. Gets the ball back, big shot goes in on Roby, but the ball's got backwards, so Swinton's still going. Rodden's put another kick in and then forced an error. I think we're going to come back for an offside penalty as well. We are.
Well, we'll take the 2, won't they? And,
you would think so.
Takes away that try, doesn't it? You just look 16-6. You're in it, aren't you? The 2 points will just take them away, give them that comfort blanket again. That you know, that's on this pitch as well. The errors, the penalties. It's such a big pitch. It seems a long way, doesn't it, from Rochdale try line?
It's a warm day, isn't it? It's an energy-sapping kind of day, and every little bit of scoreboard pressure that Swinton put on, Rochdale are going to feel. And an opportunity. Looks like Rhys Briers has taken over the kicking duties. His dad wasn't too bad at this, was he? So
he could kick a goal and a drop goal.
You would think that this will be brushed over. And it is. 2 more points for Swinton. 18 to 6 they lead. 56 minutes played here at Haywood Road, and just when Rochdale were getting themselves back into the game, an error gives Swinton an easy 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I think if Rochdale could have gone on and posted more points, then suddenly we're going to be asking questions of Swinton's resilience and what their character's like when put under pressure. But they've just eased that right off there with that, well, unfortunate offside, wasn't it? But it came from the error from the kickoff after points, so cardinal sin.
Ridyard gets us back underway again. It's another high one. Hyam underneath it, takes it well. Met by Isaac Reed. Jordan Brown onto the field for Swinton. Play the ball. Rochdale fans to our left shouting for a knock on. Referee says get on with it. Roby just going to be asked to go back to his mark to play this ball, so Brier's out to the left hand side, and Kenny Baker's through, just unable to stay on his feet. But a little half break and Swinton on the front foot again. This is the last.
6 again. Paul Sculthorpe.
Oh, it's 6 again.
Oh, he's wiped the tackle count, so Swinton will keep going. Harry Hyam had spotted that Dan Nixon hadn't dropped back, so he was pointed towards the corner, but Swinton will of course keep ball in hand now with 6 more tackles in their pocket. Hatton gets the offload away to Beardsworth. Beardsworth is stopped 20 metres away from the Rochdale line. George Roby is in at dummy half, brings us out to the left hand side to Jordan Brown.
Move now! With me, hold.
Roby again comes to the short side. Here's Rodden, almost through again. Gavin Rodden. Stevens maybe just thought about the kick, then decided to play the flat pass across to Finley Beardsworth, who's stopped 10 metres away. This is the last, so one more opportunity for Swinton to put points on the board. That's a bit of a messy kick, a bit of a messy pass across. It's gone to ground and has gone forward off a Swinton hand, so Rochdale will get the ball back, but buried deep inside their own half.
Yeah, it's not a problem, is it? You'd have liked something, ask a little bit more questions there with a sharper, nice kick. But they're finished in the right area. 10 minutes out. Rochdale's energy looking really low. The shape is non-existent at the minute. They're all bunched. It's one out carries, so it's a tough period for Rochdale now. Swinton will be sensing the vulnerability.
So Rochdale back with ball in hand, but needing to do something, needing to make something happen here. It went down to the wire when these two teams met on Good Friday. It was Rochdale who came out on top on that occasion, winning 8-7. They're going to need something special, you would think, with 20 minutes left on the clock for a similar result this time around. Else brings it up to the line, tries to step through, but Jordan Brown is there to stop him. This is the last. Punchard in at dummy half. Out to Ridyard, who just stabs a kick across for Frank Sargent to deal with. He takes it on the full and returns. Again, Gary Thornton told his players at half time about how they're finishing their sets. It still isn't there, is it?
Yeah, he's better than that Ridyard, isn't he? He's no yardage on the kick there, which he's got a big boot and he's gone straight down the full back's throat. So it's just enabling Swinton to just be in territory. The middles, the big men don't have to run that far back before they're behind the ball and ready to go again. And now you'll see they'll just go one more. They'll load up that shape again. They'll have another tilt at that left edge. The left, Rochdale's right. You can see it now, it's coming.
Well, Brown is up over halfway. He's copped one to the face there, Brown. He's holding his head on his haunches, but nothing seen from the referee, so we'll play on as Beardsworth tries to break his way through, gets a decent play the ball, and of course George Roby is there to scoot. He puts a kick over the top, easily dealt with by Dan Nixon, who now can attempt to return with some interest. But Swinton making Rochdale play this game from deep inside their own half. McNally drifts into dummy half. It's all a bit slow from a Rochdale perspective. Out to look for, but they come, and this time there is a penalty for a high shot. You wouldn't say that Swinton are opening the door for Rochdale in this game, but they're still leaving it ajar, aren't they, with some of these errors and penalties?
They're leaving the pilot light on, aren't they? Just keeping them on that live support, because this game's really not had a lot of flow to it. I don't remember a period of time where it's gone set for set. They've probably had 2 or 3 sets max without being an error or break, a penalty, something to just disrupt it. But I think Swinton been well advised just to keep building pressure. The longer this game goes, Rochdale clearly don't have the energy that Swinton do. Keep the ball in.
Podshard brings us out to the left-hand side. This is Else. There's Dylan Kelly Duffy. Tackled by his twin brother. Still going, in fact, is Dylan. Podshard brings us out to the right. Else, bit of misdirection, then a short drop-off ball to Charlie Mackler, who's able to just bring it in and force his way up over the 20. Playing from the middle of the field again, Ridyard back inside to Ben Killen. He's up towards the 10. Big few plays on the way from a Rochdale perspective. Can they make something happen? This is Else. Up to Ridyard, could be space on the left for Forber. He has to cut back inside. Still going. This is the last. One more opportunity in this set. Else. Grubber back on the inside, goes chasing after him, but there's too many rotations on it, and we will come back for a 20-metre tap. Swinton survive again. Rochdale left wanting on 5th tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. Asked some questions there. Ridyard, lovely pass with pressure on him from Hyam, who's jammed in. Yeah, they recovered it, Swinton. They're working tremendously hard, covering each other's back. That's what defence is all about, just solving problems. And again, it's Else, the most likely, who's just put a kick in for himself. And it's just rolled dead on this hard ground. But great linesman from Rochdale on that occasion, just applying some pressure now through what they do defensively. Got to be clean, no penalties. Get themselves back into this game.
So Swinton with the much simpler equation of just keeping Rochdale at arm's length. Ball in hand, Jordan Brown up towards the 40, gets a quick play as well. Louis Roberts gets them on the move again. Here comes Sargent up that right hand side, puts a kick in, McNally fields it. So Rochdale back with ball in hand as Nixon has a crack at the line. There's a Rochdale player receiving treatment, which they're going to have to stop for here. In fact, we're going to come back for a penalty.
It's an ugly looking tackle that actually. He's landed heavy on his head there. It's Nixon again with a strong carry. There's a Rochdale player just receiving treatment in the background. But again, Swinton be disappointed with that. 30-40 metres out, field behind the 40 metre grass behind Rochdale to just kick that ball into. Turn Rochdale around, try and build some pressure. But just letting him off the hook, and like you said before, just almost keeping him in this game.
We can have a look at it again. Dan Nixon, yeah, just gets...
Well, they just turn him here and he just tips, but yeah, they're so tight in the tackle, Swinton. He couldn't really manoeuvre his body to escape an unhappy ending, so to speak. But yeah, luckily he's okay. It's the Rochdale player just coming off, isn't he, with his leg injury.
Just given the game an opportunity to take a little bit of a breather. It was getting a bit frantic and heated out there. but it will be a Rochdale penalty when we restart.
Well, it's a big set for Rochdale, isn't it? This is just
They're running out of
now, isn't it?
They're running out of time, aren't they? They're running out of chances to turn this game around. Still plenty of time, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, if they can get this back to 18-12.
Oh yeah, we'll finish, aren't we?
You're going to ask some questions. Yeah, it's going to be a nervy end, isn't it?
It's Darcy Simpson who's been assisted off by the Rochdale medical team. Looks in some pain. I'll be very surprised if we see him again this afternoon. But his Rochdale teammates then with another opportunity to try and bash down this Swinton door as Ben Killen takes a carry up towards the 20. Options on both sides of the ruck for Morgan Punchard. He goes himself to begin with and then drops off a short pass. Rochdale very much just trying the centre route for the time being. Out they come now to Else. Will he apply some width? No. Brings it back on the inside and a big shot goes in on Ashton. Rochdale now though playing out to this left-hand edge. Metres away. Punchard comes right, ball bouncing around all over the place. Ridyard will have to go back. He can't bring it in cleanly, so from a couple of metres away, Rochdale all of a sudden are back 30. Get themselves back to within 15 there. Ridyard again up to the line, just stabs a kick through, which is bouncing around all over the place. Still live, it's been touched down. The referee's got a decision to make here. And he's given the try, so Rochdale are back in this game. I think it's Kelly Duffy who's managed to get that ball down in the end.
Yeah, it is.
It is Kelly Duffy wearing the jersey with Baker on the back of it. But it is Dylan Kelly Duffy who has scored, and well, that kick from Martin Ridyard caused all sorts of problems.
Well, it's the old bouncing ball again, isn't it? It's a poor pass from dummy half just on this, the one to Ridyard in the previous play, and Riddy couldn't bend that old glass back of his to quite pick it up, but it resulted in actually an half a break over on that right edge, just created that little bit of chaos that, well, then that's where Ridyard does step up.
Well, it's just that bounce, isn't it, that catches Louis Roberts
but
out.
He's gone early with the kick. He knows the pitch is hard. It's bumpy, this pitch. It's solid, and like you said, the bounce has caught him out. And well, fortune favours the brave. You know, you make your own luck. There's people in the picture, and they put the ball down. There's more Rochdale people in the picture. Simple answer. The kick goes over from
successful, so we are back to a 6-point ball game here with 13 minutes on the clock. Stay with us because I think we're in for a blockbuster finish here on the Sportsman Rugby League. "12 minutes or so for Rochdale to get something out of this game. 12 minutes or so for Swinton to see it out.
Well,
get the 2 competition points and the bragging rights.
Absolutely, complete the set he's got to be the call now from Rochdale. They've just got a strength of carry. People from like Nixon just getting in Flanagan, Ashton, Forber, and get a good kick away and start to build some pressure. They've had some good line speed of late, Rochdale. They've really they've got better as the game gone on.
Oh, Riddell just
he'll not want to take
juggling it about a little bit. Yeah, find someone to do the hard work for him.
Line, boys, use a line. Go on.
So Rochdale starting this set on their own 10-metre mark, but with some wind in their sails after that try and some genuine hope in this game. Well, again, the Rochdale fans to our left asking the question if that tackle had ridden a little bit high. The referee not interested. Else brings us out to the right to Ridyard. Could be some space for Rochdale here. Still finding some progress. Else again now with ball in hand. Still going, Lewis Else. That's turned into a really productive play from a Rochdale perspective. Now he is eventually stopped. He's trying to have another go there, but the referee said, back you go, play the ball. Tackle was complete, so that just slows things down a little bit. Swinton won't mind that. Punchard. Ben Killen up towards the 30-metre mark, hand in the air from the referee. So final play of this set. Ridyard again, that one's gone into the clouds. Nixon trying to get underneath it. I mean, there's going to be a penalty here for obstruction. There is. There was a block in there. It was Nixon that was stopped. That's a big call in the context of this game, because Rochdale are going to get the ball back 13 metres away from the Swinton line.
Well, they've clamped down on that, haven't they, this year? You just can't do that anymore, so he can't do the escort. He's changed his line, as you'll see on the replay.
Well, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
He's blocked. You just
he's
can't
looking at the man as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to have eyes on the ball, going in the direction of the ball. But here we go.
Big set. Isaac Reed first carry up over the 10-metre mark. Punchard brings us to the right-hand side. Knock it on the door. Rochdale 6 points in this game. Could it be an even match shortly? Swinton's goal line defence holding firm for the time being. Big ball out to Ridyard, who then just spins it out to the left-hand side, and Hatton's jumped on that in a Swinton jersey. Home side have the ball back. Hyam will shoot out from dummy half. He's wrapped up. But Swinton will be more than happy to just slow this game down a little bit. Now they've got ball in hand and a penalty for offside. And that feels like a big swing of the pendulum in the context of this next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, compounded the mistake, wouldn't there? Again, there was a little bit going on around the dummy half. I thought they were unfortunate. They climbed round a little bit, Swinton, on that previous play, which isn't allowed, but they flung passes out under pressure, and and Swinton just more eager, wanted to get on that loose ball, and then compounded it with a penalty. So start again, still plenty of time, 10 minutes to go, and got to defend this set from Swinton.
So Swinton on the front foot. Johnny Openshaw had opened the scoring, back onto the field. Kelly Duffy plays the ball. Baker then drops it back off on the inside. Swinton getting to within striking distance. Wonder when the 1-pointer might just come into the equation, with the lead being 6. But this is the tightest we've seen them keep the ball throughout the whole game, not really moving it beyond the tram line so far. Might try and shift it around a bit here, still keeping it tight.
I think there's a drop goal coming.
Well, it's Breers that's in position. He's going to go for it. He struck it well, but wide. Connection was good, the radar wasn't. So it stays a 6-point game. Will that prove to be a defining moment in this clash? 7 minutes or so. And Rochdale still in this. Nixon up towards his own 30-metre mark.
Got to say, Swinton's contact and wrestle has been significantly different than Rochdale. They've been better in that area and had ruck control as Rochdale make a semi-break there.
Isaac Reed playing the ball now.
Just need some ruck speed.
Ridyard to Else. McNally into the line. Forber. Hyam does well to just close out the space. The Rochdale making some decent progress. Still tackles in hand in this set. Killen stopped about 35 metres away. Just feeling like this set has run out of a little bit of steam as Ridyard is dragged back, and this is the last. So difficult to see too much of an attacking outcome to this kick. McNally just puts that one as high as he can. That's coming down from space. The ball bounces, but we're going to come back for a knock-on. Max Flanagan thought he was in, but the referee had already pulled it back.
It was a great kick from McNally. Put a lot of snow on that. The chase was good, a lot of pressure, good challenge as well. Good
does
challenge.
come off the hand, doesn't it, of Nixon?
It was really unlucky, really unlucky. But again, plenty of time. It's what they do next. There's still loads of time. They're in the right area of the field. Build some pressure.
And it's the kind of game, isn't it, where you just feel like an error isn't ever too far away. Just got to keep the discipline, Rochdale. Same could be said for Swinton. They just need to keep things tight at this point, get themselves downfield, make Rochdale play from deep.
Well, will Swinton continue with the shifts? Will they still shift, or will they get a little bit nervous? Well,
that last attacking set was setting up for the drop goal, but it was the first time we've really seen them keep it tight. They are still looking to that left-hand edge on this occasion.
Strong carry again.
And now they'll come back right. Stevens. This is Finley Beardsworth. No real progress from him. That ball has come out into the hands, and it is going to be a Rochdale ball. Said an error hasn't never felt too far away. Well, Swinton have come up with one.
It's
killing. It's
got the good fortune of having a replay. It's all day long.
A bit of dark arts there in the tackle.
Yeah, it's a ball steal.
So Rochdale just keeping the ball in the scrum before now bringing it out to the right-hand side. Ridyard orchestrating things for the away team. Still time for them in this game. Oh, now and it could be through here. Strong carry. Emerson Whittle, who's still going. Meters away from the line. Rochdale with a golden opportunity to find a try that could level this game up. Else, just a few meters short. Punch hard in at dummy half. He gives it to Dylan Kelly Duffy. Wrapped up by 4 defenders. Full width of the field to play with for Rochdale if they want to. Is Else applying a little bit of width. Out to Ridyard. Ridyard to McNally. McNally could be an overlap here if they can use it. Flanagan could be through. Puts the offload up in the air and into the hands of a Swinton player. Was that the chance, Paul Rowley?
Well, it might not be the last chance, but it's certainly a big chance. He had Nixon on his right edge there. Ridyard, they're brilliantly just squaring up the line and... oh, Jesus.
Right, it's an overlap gone begging, isn't it?
Oh. Great tackle from Jack Stevens. Give the defence some credit as well. Like I said before, defence is solving problems, cover each other's back. They worked hard there.
Now shouts for full pass, but not given.
No, he's gone back.
Oh, he has given it. It was a late call. I think he might have got that from his touch charge on that far side.
The touch has got a very, very loud bunch of Rochdale fans just letting him know that was indeed a forward, and it was the right call.
It was the right call. It was Jamie Redcliffe who thought that he was away. So again, this game takes a turn, and Swinton just can't kill this off. And with 2 minutes left in the game, well, we've got a bit of a history of draws on the Sportsman this season. We've had a few of them. Could we be on our way to another? Tom Ashton, first up to try and bang the door down. This is Whittle, who's added some real impetus since coming back onto the field for Rochdale. Just meters away, come to the right-hand side again. McNally, ball out wide. Nixon can't get around Frank Sargent, who's done a decent job there of shutting that down. Ridyard to Whittle. Shape is stacked on this left-hand side. That's the way they'll come. Ridyard out the back to L2. Big ball over the top to Forber. Harry Hyam does well to stop him. Swinton keeping Rochdale out. It's desperate goal line defence, but it's working for the time being. Oh, and the ball goes to ground from Else. Maybe just the pressure getting to him. The chance goes begging. And Swinton have an opportunity to just try and work the clock down here.
Yeah, again, a good backer set, the good backer play to the tackle from Harry Iam. I thought the tackle from Harry Iam there too. A one-on-one, high pressure, do or die, the game in the balance to come up with that tackle, ball and all, really strong in contact. I thought it was a fantastic tackle. Put Rochdale right on an edge, high pressure, and else is just, well, he's had a great game, so we're not going to go too hard on him, but it's a big moment.
We still may have a game-defining moment, Paul, but I'm going to have to ask you to start thinking of your Betfred player of the match. And I'll remind you as well as the clock ticks down. I'll remind you in a second because Swinton are on the march again. Jack Stevens that time cutting through. Good progress made. Here's Gavin Rodden. Brings us out to the right-hand side. Swinton stepping into drop goal range again. They've missed one. Will they go for another? Here's Briers. Kelly Duffy. This is the last. Briers is in an acting half. He'll bring us down the short side. Hatton will try and barge his way over. There's the hooter. Rochdale have the ball. They'll put it out. Swinton have won here at Hayward Road on Derby Day, but they have done it the tough way in the last 10-15 minutes of this game. I think Paul Wood will feel that they made them things hard for themselves, but it is the 2 competition points for the home side. Paul, I'm going to get your Betfred player of the match from you.
Well, I think there's some good performances, obviously, but all the spine plays were great. I thought Louis Roberts was great. I thought the whole left edge for Swinton, when you look at the big moments in the game, I thought it just involved the whole left edge, and probably the man of the moment in 2 of those big moments was Gavin Rodden. So I think for his involvements in the 2 tries, obviously the one he scored himself and then the left arm offload on the other one, I think he should take the accolade.
So Gavin Rodden is your Betfred player of the match, and I have to say I entirely agree with you, Paul, because some moments of real magic from the Swinton back rower to see his team to an 18-12 lead.
I'll give a nod to the referee. I think the referee's let the game flow really well. I think he's had a really tidy game there.
Yeah, he got a lot of big decisions right, didn't he?
Yeah,
There's a few 50-50 ones that we had a look at on the replay to see that he got them absolutely spot on.
Yeah, any dubious ones you've got to say he needs a bit of help from his touch here. So I thought the ref nailed it. I thought Sidlow's involvement off the bench was a really pivotal part of the game. I thought he was fantastic at the back end of that first half, start of the second. Really steadying on, as did Rodden.
So Paul, I'm going to leave you to talk us through the highlights from that game. I'm going to jump pitch side so we can hear from our player of the match. It is Swinton, who have won 18-12 here at Hayward Road.
Yeah. Yeah, just get through the tries in a minute, but I just think both coaches will look at this game and think there's massive improvements in both teams. It made for a compelling contest, albeit it wasn't the tidiest of performance from either team, and there's probably another 25%, which stands them in good stead if both teams were to meet the playoffs. But just going through the tries here again, we've seen it before. It's that lovely lead line just inside the third defender in, and then just feeding Openshaw. Just back on the inside, there's Kelly Duffy with the lead line. It's fantastic before Openshaw took over and does what all good hookers do. But in the build-up, it was good. Briers, and it was fantastic tempo from him and Jack Stevens, who combined well together all game, along with the fullback Louis Roberts. I thought the 3 of them really worked well, and Swinton were at their best when they were all flipping round and working on the same side. Before Rodden just steps up, well, it's all about him, this one, isn't it? It's he's been strong in his career, as all that left edge. Left edge was great for Swinton, but the chip and chase probably not what you'd expect to see. But certainly he'll be on his highlights reel, and he can dine out on that one for a while. I know the presentation evening is this evening, so hopefully someone's getting that clip and putting it on the big screen and ready for tonight's celebrations for Swinton. And there he goes again, quick out of dummy half. and his sergeant it was on this occasion. Again, another of them left edge players who was fantastic, just the worthy recipient of all the hard work from Rodden, who terrorised the Rochdale right edge. To be honest, he was really good on them short side plays. Yeah, and then it was Rochdale, wasn't it? A couple of kicks from Jack Stevens to put another 4 points on the board before Else, in particular, after a strong carry from Nixon on that right edge, generated some ruck speed, which they didn't have all game. I thought Swinton were good in contact, good in wrestle, and it took something from Else, who was probing all day. Probably didn't have the support that he needed to be as influential as he could have been before Forber it was, who just scores in at the corner for Rochdale's first points on the board before Ridyard steps up, the old campaigner, and the bouncing ball. Unfortunate for Louis Roberts, had a great game, but the ball bounced and beat him. And as always, more bodies in the picture for Rochdale. And again, Kelly Duffy on that occasion gets the try. Yep, I think Lewis is over there with the worthy man of the match, Gavin Rodden.
Gavin, congratulations on the win. It looked tough from our vantage point. Is that what it felt like out there?
Thank you. Yes, tough game. They beat us twice this year, Rochdale, so we knew it was going to be a close contest. First half was brilliant from us. Obviously we went in there 12-0. Missed 2 kicks, could have been a different story, 16-0, but eventually that's what kept them in the game, and what did it finish, 18-12?
Yeah, you managed to keep them at arm's length for a lot of that game, a lot of that down to some really good defensive work on your own goal line. You must be really pleased with the way that you fronted up indeed.
Yeah, definitely. All season, we've had a bit of dip in form every now and again, but we pride ourselves on our goal line defence. It's a thing we do a lot in training. We spend a lot of time on it, so for it to see it work well then, and that's eventually won us a game. We're proud of ourselves. That's our last game for the year. That I think we did it quite well and finished off in style.
Not often I speak to a second row forward man of the match, and part of that's for their kicking game, but must have been pleased to get that one out of the locker.
Yeah, I've got my kicking licence. Paul Wood just giving me my kicking licence at the beginning of the season, so it's something I probably shouldn't do as often as I do, but when you get a try like that, it's worth it.
In all seriousness, it did feel like that left edge especially, you were finding some real joy down there. Was that a game plan thing to target that?
Yeah, I suppose so. We spotted a few of the, I wouldn't say weaknesses, but areas we wanted to work and focus on, and their right edge was one of them. So we just got down there, built some momentum, and I think we got a lot of joy down both edges, to be honest. We knew they had a solid middle, so we just got to get outside their C defenders, and it worked well.
Well played, congratulations. We'll let you go and call off.
Just a quick message. An old neighbour of mine and Swinton Lions player, Frank Cassidy, passed away last week, so I'd just like to dedicate that win and a man of the match to him.
Brilliant, well played.
Cheers.
We can bring in your head coach, Paul Wood. Paul, do you feel like you had to win that game twice almost?
Yeah, I thought we made it difficult for ourselves. I did. I thought first half we executed our game plan pretty well. Just 4 penalties in that first half killed us a bit, but we didn't make any errors. And then when we come out in the second half, we just went penalty, error, and those things can hurt you at this level, and they hurt you at any level, to be honest. But I thought we made it difficult for ourselves, but I thought our defence was really good.
You told us before the game you were going to try and work their middles, and then immediately started going down the edges. So either you were leading us on a bit or they weren't listening to you. But you must have been really pleased with that left edge performance.
Yeah, definitely. The sort of our game plan was to work the middles over, but not necessarily running into the middles. What we was trying to do is try and get to the edges and just make them come up in defence and just work back round the play of the ball. So, we was making them move, and I thought we had some good success really when we got them on the edges. I thought, we had a few targets on those edges, and when we run at them, we looked really good, and that's why. In our second half we didn't do what we did well. We just went away from it. I think we just thought, game's done, because I think sometimes when you score an early try and you get that lead, you can think that that's it, game's gone. But fair credit to Rochdale, they came back at us, and they made us pay with a couple of nice tries.
Gavin Rodden was player of the match. He was pretty spectacular out there at times, wasn't he? The kick for his try and the offload for the try in the second half. It must be such a weapon when you've got a player that's like that, got that in their locker.
Yeah, Gav's been great for us all year, to be honest. He's a strong running back rower, and there's more to his game than just up and down off the floor and carrying strong and a nice little tip on. He has got that kicking game, and I'm reminded constantly that he was an half-back when he was growing up. So, you know, he's got that. He's a bit of a maverick, Gav. He does what he wants at times, and you know, today everything that he did, it come off, and I thought he played really, really well. He is a good player, and he's a good leader for us on the field.
Important win, I guess, given the fact that it's a bit of a derby. This fixture means a lot to the fans. To do that at home after 2 defeats must be a really pleasing way to sign off.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's looking like potentially it's our last game of the year. I don't know whether the playoffs are going off. There's not been confirmation on that, and we've lost one game all year at home. So we prided ourselves. And when I took the job, the directors did say to me, one thing that you need to fix up is make sure that home performances are better, because we very, very rarely win at home, and we wanted to make this you know, a special place for us, and I think 1 defeat at home all season, I think that's a pretty good record, but we can get better next year with no defeats hopefully. So yeah, we'll be happy with that, because it's you know, it's one of those opportunities to start the season off on a bright note.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy it, Paul. We're going to bring in
Thank you.
Gary Thornton, your opposite number.
Cheers, thanks Lewis.
I'll give you that, Gary. Thank you for joining us. A tough afternoon. I guess you felt in the game for the full 80 minutes, but just couldn't quite get yourselves over the line at the end there.
Yeah, well, I think we caused ourselves too many issues ourselves in the first half. Really, we had chances in that first 20 to probably score some points, and we didn't. Our ender sets were poor choices. Their first try came from a 7-tackle set. So I just don't think we really execute as well as we have been doing over the last few weeks. A bit of indiscipline as well. You know, Swinton marches down the field a little bit on penalties. So I think we were our own worst enemies that first half. Just shot ourselves in the foot a little bit and gave ourselves too much to do. But I'll give them credit. You know, we had a good discussion at half time, and we came out and addressed a few areas that we needed to address up, certainly in terms of effort areas, and just come up short at the end. I thought we had enough chances there in that second half to pull level, but fair play to Swinton. You know, they're a good attacking team, and they played some good stuff today.
Was one of the big frustrations perhaps the fact that actually your goal line defence was pretty good and they hit you from deep?
Yeah, that's what I said. You know, we worked hard on keeping them in there, you know, trapping them in their third of the field, and they got out on a couple of easy ones, a one-on-one miss, and then Rodden, who was hard to handle all game, wasn't he? A little chip over, so they got a bit of fortune there. But I thought defensively, we worked quite hard. It was just a couple of switches off. You know, like I say, one-on-one miss, a chip over, and for the most of that part of the game, I thought our defence was pretty good. I was a bit disappointed with our attack. I thought our execution attack was poor at time, and as I said earlier, ender sets, you know, we needed to improve on that, and unfortunately, you know, they've come out on top this week. But fair play. Second half, I thought we went out and give it a bit of a, you know, I thought our effort levels were certainly higher in that second half.
Well, commiserations. We'll let you get into the shed to speak to your players.
Thank you very
for
much.
joining us.
No worries, thank you.
Paul.
Well, Paul, full time. Swinton get the bragging rights and the points on this occasion, but an entertaining game, a funny old game in a way, wasn't it? It was one that you kind of always felt there was a twist in it that didn't quite come at the end.
Yeah, I just said to Paul, would probably both sides will look back and think they can be 25-30% better, but nevertheless it made for an entertaining and compelling contest, so it was super exciting to watch. Both teams kept giving the other team an out, a free exit if you like, which kept the game tight, you know, but yeah, it was a great advert for Championship Rugby yet again, and a close contest, and I think Swinton were the worthy winners.
And proof again, when you look at some of the youth that was out there, that this level of the game is such a good breeding ground for young talent coming through.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Swinton in particular have really gone with a younger squad this year. Obviously, there's some younger players in the Rochdale team as well, and it is good. That's what Championship should be for, developing English players and you know, giving them a platform with a sprinkling of the older boys like Sidlow, McNally, you know, to educate them and you know, teach them what it's going to be like as they progress through the ranks. So, you know, Championship and League One has done exactly what it's supposed to do for me today. It's showcased some of the young talent that we've got to look forward to seeing in the future, and it's give everybody some great entertainment and a compelling game.
Well, pleasure to have you with us. Entertainment, compelling game, absolutely. Swinton Lions coming out on top this afternoon at Haywood Road. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll have confirmation of our next live game very, very shortly. We've got some exciting stuff in the pipeline. And, of course, Wednesday night we'll be back with the last tackle, as we are every week. We'll see you then. Thank you for joining us here on the Sportsman Rugby League.